Good stuff right there. Thou preach.
Not well.
You guys like my shirt?
I do.
Got that in Vacation.
It reminds me of American Pickers.
Does it really?
One of the guys always looking for old Indian motorcycles.
Oh, yeah. Mike.
Yeah.
Been a while since I've seen that show.
It's the peach tea, guys. It's the peach tea.
Must be. I learned something.
What did you learn?
Did you know that Ford Motor Company used to make charcoal because it was the byproduct of having so much leftover wood from making the Model Ts and the Model As and stuff? And you know it today as Kingsford charcoal.
I did not.
Did you know that? I didn't know that. I was reading the bag.
What?
Yeah.
Come on.
I didn't know.
The more you know.
Oh.
I don't know if that's like
I missed
100% accurate, but I was reading the bag and had like the history because it was like a 4th of July bag.
Hey, it's on there.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
This is going on the internet. We do not have to be 100% accurate.
That's true. Fair enough.
Oh, boy.
So I did see this story a couple weeks ago, and we did have a hiatus.
It's been like a week and a half. 2?
2
weeks.
Yeah.
We're getting complaints.
I'm sorry. Our adoring fans were back.
You know, yeah, we're back, but, you know, when you work 48 hours plus 3 side jobs plus have to take care of family and obligations, and yeah, I was tired. I was going to bed at like 6 o'clock.
So what he's saying is it's all his fault.
It was my fault. And then I was on vacation last week, so
Vacation.
we left at 4 o'clock on Thursday, so it was pretty awesome.
It's okay. We forgive you.
Well, thank you.
Are we going to acknowledge Steve's hair and what it's doing or lack of doing?
What do you mean lack of?
Is it lack of?
No.
Okay. Is there a hole?
No holes.
Okay, good.
I think it looks fantastic.
Because last time you said you're going to rock the do-rag, man. And then it got hot, didn't it?
The do-rag's hot, the hair's hot, everything's hot. It's 1,000 degrees.
So what he's saying is he's hot.
Yeah. So, oh, we got a mic for Bruce.
Say hi, Bruce.
Hi. It's behind the camera, but we can at least hear his voice clearly. Yes. I just want to hear him snicker.
Yes. Or him say, okay, that's enough, guys.
Yeah. Yes, this way he can keep us in line.
Yeah. If we can talk him into growing a beard, we'll bring him in front of the camera.
I don't know if it's him that we got to talk.
Renee said no.
Renee's the one we're going to have to convince.
I'm still down for the fake beard.
Fake beard? Yeah.
I think it would, especially if it was a really bad, it just looks like a mop or something.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a mop with little ear holders, you know.
I like it.
It'd be fantastic. So we said early on in the podcast that we would help Jacob in his search for a woman.
Oh.
Right? So I've got some advice.
Okay.
This is from CNN.
Oh.
Which, you know, it's fake news. But I think this one might be right.
I'm going to soak it in.
So, apparently, if you want to attract women, if you have an online dating profile, do not post a picture of yourself holding a cat.
Solid.
They did a survey, and apparently it's like high marks. Do not do that.
All them guys are weirdos or murderers.
So just, you know, piece of advice, you know, haven't been on the old dating profiles in a while now, so I haven't, you know, run across anything weird, but, you know.
You wouldn't see dudes, though, would you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Is that not how that works? I don't know.
I think
haven't
you
been
just
on
see
there
the
forever.
opposite sex or whatever you're searching
Okay.
for.
This is 2020. You can whatever you want, Steve.
I think I would do that just to see the cat photos.
Not that we endorse that at Prime Meadows Church, but I mean, it's out there.
Okay. This is when Bruce goes, that's enough.
That's
right?
enough, guys. Yeah. No, I think it'd be funny though. Like, just get on there and just see all the weird dudes. The pictures.
Like, I'm better than
Okay.
this guy.
So
Like,
here's
what's
what
going on with
here's
this?
what we're going to do.
So you're going to
We're
play
going to set up 2 dating profiles for Jacob. One with a cat, and one without a cat. And we'll see who you attract.
We should do that. This should be a thing.
Yeah.
Do you have a dating profile?
I do.
Well, we're gonna have to see what's going on in this
There's
thing.
not much going on. Still
we
single.
We need another one though with a cat.
With a cat. Okay.
It's like, do you do Photoshop, Bruce? We need to Photoshop a cat, unless you have a cat.
We can find a cat. I mean, AJ has a cat.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Miss Janet's cat's not going to let me pick her up, but
Well, yeah. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
So maybe we could debunk it because it's
For
fake
science.
news. It's
For
fake.
science.
Yeah.
Then we'll write a letter to CNN. CNN. I took the opposite of your advice, and I found me this smoking hot mama here.
At the very least, you could find a
mama?
you could find a cat lady.
Yeah.
is that what the whole article is? Just one?
Well,
I assume there's
that's
more.
One piece of advice.
It's the whole thing.
That is
About
an
what?
awful article.
Want to attract women? Keep cat out of your dating profile.
CNN with the hot news.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it all cats or just house cats? Like, what if we get Jacob riding a tiger?
See
I think
now,
that'd be frowned upon right now.
Why?
The Tiger King?
People love the Tiger King.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I do not.
At the very least, you could get 2 straight guys to marry you.
And what's her name? Carol?
Carol Baskin.
To hate me?
Yeah, she'd shoot you. Feed you to the tiger you're riding. It'd be a lot of fun.
Now riding tigers. What is in this tea?
Peaches.
It's that peaches. That's that Wisconsin peaches.
So I was over at my
That's for Zayden.
mom's house because she was having to get her internet worked on, and I forgot what happened. But when someone said peaches, and I just went millions of peaches for free, and I said millions of peaches, and then the cable guy went peaches for free. And we sing the whole song.
Nice.
And my wife was like, "Did you and the cable guy just have a moment?" I said, "I think we did, Kelly.
Yeah,
I think we had a moment."
yeah, yeah. Come together over the presidents of the United States of America, which is the weirdest name for a band of all time.
Yes. Well,
Oh, maybe not the weirdest, but it's still weird.
It's still weird.
Bare naked ladies. That's weird.
No, that's just like you weren't even trying. Why are we starting a band? See Naked Ladies. That's the name of the band.
Yeah, that's Bruce. It's enough, guys.
So, dating advice for Jacob.
No cats.
No cats.
No cats. Dogs are better, especially large dogs. I would say small dogs would probably be the same result as cats, but I don't think the article goes into that.
There's only one way to find out.
I'm gonna
You
I'm gonna take pictures with like teacup pigs.
You know those things don't stay teacups, right?
Jacob-
They get huge.
Jacob's
okay
on
with
that farming dating profile now.
Farmers only dog.
Farmers mean go.
We need to buy that URL. Just
Farmers
domain.
only.
Yeah, farmers only dog. I think it is. It's a thing. I'm pretty sure it's a thing.
What about farmers
Or
mingle?
we need to get a URL and set it up strictly to find Jacob a date. DateJacob.com.
I think we should just go full bore. It doesn't have to be find Jacob a date. Marry this man.
Okay.
All right.
Let's just go full. Let's just go
Straight
straight there.
Do you want any say? Or you trust us?
I mean, I'm about to turn 32. I think that's Bruce's way of saying, come on, guys. There it is. He's tried to hold it in. And he's like, nope. This is it. It's gone too far. Arranged marriages. That's where Bruce caught. That's the line.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, write that down.
Bruce's line. Arranged marriages.
I think it'd be fun.
I'll go on a date and come back the next week and tell you guys how it went.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any prospects at all?
No.
None? Not even at like work and stuff?
No.
Really?
He works with kids.
It's true.
I assumed other teachers.
I work with college students and high schoolers.
No.
I'm an old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they remind me of that every day.
Yeah. At our job, you don't really see the older employees that often because they're running their own programs at different schools.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to figure out something. Besides, it helped, we get more people here.
Yeah.
We should just fill this place with single women for Jacob.
All right.
You can only pick one,
Why hasn't
though.
the church thought of this before? Ladies' night. Sunday. Ladies' morning.
There we go.
We'll divide them for you. Like, all those that are here from the cat picture sit on this side.
Yes.
All those that are from the riding the tiger picture sit on this side. That way we will know exactly what kind of people these attract.
We should. You ever seen the shirtless picture of Vladimir Putin riding a horse? We should Photoshop Jacob's head on that picture and put it on the internet.
I'm just thinking the visual image I just had of Putin riding a horse.
Or what if
The horse's name was Ritz, by the way.
What if we just Photoshop Jacob's beard onto Putin?
You saying I look like Putin?
It depends how much peach tea I've had to drink.
Wow.
This is non-alcoholic peach tea, my friends. Just
That's
for those
Snapple. Is it Snapple? I didn't see the video.
This is
Turtle.
Turkey Heel, which I'm sure probably makes alcohol, but hey.
Well, yeah.
I don't think I would drink anything made by Turkey Hill.
I don't know.
I'm drinking peach tea, and it's fantastic. It was 2 for $3, okay?
Well, I'm drinking water made by Price Chopper.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Nothing. There's no meth in there at all.
This is what happens when you take a 2-week hiatus.
Is that what it is?
And Steve goes to Colorado.
Oh, man. I didn't even go to one dispensary. I don't know. You guys don't need to.
He went to 4. No, I'm just kidding.
Why go to one?
Actually, it was a nice trip. We saw my sister and her kids and her husband and hung out and looked at the mountains. And
Did you look at the mountains or go up the mountains?
we didn't go up them. We went on a river walk, but the altitude messed with me.
See, and it does the same thing with me. I went to Wyoming when I was in high school, and I got dizzy, and
Yeah, we went. I was fine just sitting around, but then we went on this river walk, and it was, I don't know, maybe a mile and a half. Nothing major. Big bridge that followed the river. It was beautiful. And like halfway through, I'm just like just out of breath, dizzy. Get back like 3:30 in the afternoon. Just sleeping.
Yeah.
Just out. I was probably slept till 6 o'clock.
I assume that's why people that go play the Denver Broncos always go like a few days early to get it acclimated.
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Acclimated. Yeah.
It was close enough.
Okay, thank you. English. It's hard
Excuse me.
when you've been drinking Turkey Hill.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Otherwise, you guys, we're coming down to the end of the segment, but you guys have a good week. 2 weeks.
We did. Jacob moved into a new apartment.
Oh, that is a subject. We're going to have to hear about this. All right, guys. So we're going to take a quick break. and then we'll come back and talk about something else.
All right, 3 Men with Beards. Please like, subscribe, share the podcast. Tell your friends and family about it. And it's brought to you in part by Prairie Meadows Church. That's where we're shooting the videos, shooting the podcast at.
Is it in part or in whole?
In whole. Well, I guess Prairie Meadows Church. Located in Bonner Springs, Kansas. 426 Emerson Avenue, 66012. For all you zip code folks out there. Right now, we're still having only our Sunday morning worship service at 10:30. Hopefully, when things get less crazy, we'll resume. Well, we will resume our normal, all our normal services in Children's Church. But come 10:30 Sunday morning, Prairie Meadows Church. We would love to see you there, or join in on our Facebook Live. We go Facebook Live every Sunday. Prairie Meadows Church.
What's a zip code, bro?
66012.
No, what's a zip code, folk? You said for all you zip code folks out there.
People who like zip codes.
Okay, all right. I didn't know that was a thing. Is that a thing?
Sure. Some people like area codes.
Usually rappers. Rappers love area codes.
Different area codes.
Right on. Sorry, it stuck in my brain. I was trying not to laugh because I'm like, serious ad.
Yeah, a lot of rap people put the area code in their songs, but
that's true.
We put our zip code out there, 66012. Bonner Springs, Kansas.
In the 913?
Yeah, represent 913.
The guy who has the 816 number.
When I went to get my phone, they were out of the 913s. I didn't know you could be out of an area code.
How were you out? How did they get out of that?
I don't know. They said
that's something to talk about later.
All right, Prairie Meadows Church. This computer's really warm. Is it supposed to be like that?
Max get warm because they have that metal body.
Oh. All right.
I get warm because I have this metal body.
This is finding Jacob a woman is going to be harder than I thought.
Any Wizard of Oz fans out there? Do you want to be his Dorothy to his Tin Man? Help him.
Confidant?
That's what we need to
help
do.
him find his heart, ladies.
Oh, dude, we got it verbatim on the on the bio or whatever. Be the Dorothy to my Tin Man.
I'm scared.
I don't know what that means.
He was talking about the creepy dude.
Yeah.
No one. So yeah, my area code is 816. It's not that important, but they were out of the 913 numbers. But what is important is my phone number as a whole used to be the phone number to Butler Monument Company. It's nothing bad against them. You don't have to bleep that out. But I still get calls from little old ladies asking about their husband's headstones. I don't know how many times, because I had this phone number since I went to college.
Wow.
And I don't know how many times I'm like, you want 660, not 816. Because when they redivided and added the 660 area code, they, Butler Monument Company went to the 660.
Oh. Where's 660 at? Is that Kansas?
No, that's Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Like Harrisonville area, I think.
Oh, okay. Right on.
But yeah, so I had to tell these ladies, well, I'm sorry, I don't know where your headstone is. You need to call same number, but instead of 816, dial 660.
That's interesting because I remember, I don't know if there's still, is the Chieftain still a paper around here, or did they?
I'm saying no.
Okay, so when the Chieftain was a thing, their phone number was 1 digit off from our home number growing up. And we would constantly...
For all those young people out there, a home number is the landline. That's your home.
Yeah, a newspaper.
And you want to know who they clarified that for? You clarified that for no one. They're like, landline? Home number?
Yeah, what does that mean?
It's a cell phone that can't leave your home
That's connected to the
and
wall.
can't access internet. It only makes calls. Can't even text on it.
And for a long time, you couldn't even tell who was calling.
No.
You had to pay extra for that.
And so we did not have that.
Remember Star 69?
Which brings
Star
me
67.
to a Zayden story later.
Yay. I miss Zayden stories.
All right.
Continue yours.
Well, I was just saying that it's interesting that you get all these weird calls, because we would get calls like that all the time, like, how much for an ad in the Chieftain? And we're like, we don't know. We're having dinner.
I would be like $400 sent to this address.
See, if my parents were thinkers,
And then what? See what
they would
do.
have exploited that.
Yeah, because then what you do is you take the money, you go and you place the ad for whatever it costs, and you pocket the extra.
So the ad gets done.
So no one would ever know.
Yeah. You're the middleman. Is that racketeering?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Only,
It might be.
I think only if you're Italian.
All right. So what's your story? Your Zayden story?
All right, so. Oh, man. So-
Italian mob.
Well, I get it.
Okay.
Al Capone.
I'm figuring out how many Italians we just offended.
None. You know your history. Own it.
Yes, let's let that be the motto of our country right now. Oh, boy. So at work, we have a flip phone. A flip phone, for those who don't know, is a cell phone that flips.
That flips open.
That flips open.
No touch screen.
No touch screen, which I've also seen some of my kids, after I dialed their parents' phone number, tried to press the screen on it to get it to go. I go, no, just say hi. But at one point, my coworker didn't know something, wanted to ask Siri a question, picked up our flip phone, pressed the red button on the side, and goes, "Hey Siri." It's like, oh, how well is that working out for you? That is the generational gap, my friend.
There's a huge generational gap. I remember when you had to pick the phone up.
Siri just popped up.
No.
I remember when you had to pick the phone up off the wall or off the pedestal or whatever and get the dial tone. A dial tone? No. And then type in the number. Like it was, it wasn't type the number, send. That was a huge change.
Party lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I don't remember party lines, but I remember watching the Andy Griffith Show and the Three Stooges.
I remember.
They would do that.
I remember going to my grandma's, who lives in Willow Springs, Missouri. It's not like that anymore, but when I was a little kid, she's like, okay, dial the number, and she'd give me the number, like, it's 2312. Like, where's the rest of it? Like, nope, that's it. Just 4 numbers.
Really?
Yeah, because it's such a small town.
Wow. That's crazy. Did she have the rotary phone too?
I don't remember, but we had one in our basement. A rotary phone for those who...
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Have you ever watched? There's a video you can go online and look at kids trying to use rotary phones, and it's hilarious. 'Cause they can't.
So I don't remember if I wasted money on this or if calling information on payphones back in the day was free. Was that free?
I think so.
So I remember calling them up, and I had watched a Three Stooges episode, and one of the guys, had the party line, and he had the little pedestal and the earpiece, and I would call once a week from the school phone. I was in like middle school, early high school, and say the line from Shemp from the Three Stooges, and I would just dial 411, and they'd say city please, and I'd say give me Susquehanna 2222, and then I'd hang up. That was the line from the show.
Or
Well, see, when I was a kid, we would sing, we would call it an Applebee's, but sing the Baby Back song, Chili song to them, and then hang up.
you monster.
Oh, man.
I remember that song.
Man, they loved it. The Applebee's people were like, hold on, don't hang up. And they would put us on like speakers so the whole place.
That's hilarious. Wow.
But did you guys?
That was Chili's, though.
I know.
So you would sing the Chili's song to the Applebee's.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you guys remember when three-way calling became a thing? And where you talk to somebody and you're like, oh, let's get somebody else on the. And so you click over, call them, wait for it to ring, then click back over to get them to.
Mm-hmm.
My mom hated that because it tied up both lines.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know, when he says both lines,
Call waiting.
I remember back in the day getting kicked off the internet when your parents made a phone call.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Dial-up internet. And then, see, you guys were fancy if you had call waiting. We didn't have call waiting. You called us and we're on the phone. It just busy signal.
I remember trying to talk my mom into the fact that I needed my own line.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, no, you don't. No one likes you that much.
Right.
I'm like, well, fine, Mom.
Or picking up the other phone in the house so you can spy on whoever's on the phone.
Like really quietly, gingerly lift it and try to hear, and then they'd be like, "Who's on the line?"
I can hear you breathing.
Every time.
And this segment's making no sense.
No sense to the Gen Zers. Is that what the
whatever they are?
Whatever they are.
Whatever
That's why they
are.
don't like us.
Whatever they are.
Get off my lawn?
You know where you came from.
You know, I did watch the movie Gran Torino recently.
Yes.
Great movie. Love that movie. Have seen it multiple times. I watched it again, and the older I get, the more I identify with that guy.
Well, that's a Clint Eastwood directed movie, correct?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
He's one of the best directors. I love watching his
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
He's so good.
What was the other one I watched with him? It was an older one. I can't remember. It was Escape from Alcatraz. Have you seen that?
I don't think so.
It's good. It's from the 70s, I believe. It's really good.
I watched this newer one, the Mule. Where he
Oh, is that good? I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to check that out.
it's good.
Was it on a streaming service yet, or?
Nah, I don't think so.
It's interesting. I'm gonna have to find that one. I don't know where it is. So, what else is on our list?
Is that his way of saying I'm gonna find it illegally?
Maybe. I don't know. They shut down all the torrent sites, so you can't do that anymore.
LimeWire.
Yeah. So
LimeWire was.
Napster. We're so old. That's hilarious.
We used to have to wait 2 hours to listen to a song,
Yeah.
or just wait for it to come on the radio.
Yep. Mixtapes.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I remember.
This is our reminiscing segment.
Yes,
I
I
guess
love
it
it.
is.
I used to sit in the room with my boombox and my blank cassette and just wait for that song to pop up. And then you go to the bathroom just to come back to hear the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you missed it.
Yep.
And you have to wait another hour.
Or you time it perfectly and you hit record, and halfway through the song, the DJ starts talking.
Yeah.
You're like, no, shut up. No one wants to hear you.
Yep. Yep. That was the worst.
We used to record ringtones. I used to record ringtones that way too. I'd be in the car and I would record on my phone and then I would make it a ringtone on my cell phone.
Did you do that on the voicemails?
Yeah. Voice memos or whatever. Yeah.
No, I would do I would do voicemails like that. Like, I would have a song going in the background, and you try to be all cool or whatever, and you have a song playing, and you're like, hey, you missed me, hey, come, leave me a message or whatever, I'll get back. And then you go back to the song or
Like
whatever.
that song is sponsoring you?
And it's like a 10-minute.
You're going to have to go back to that, Jacob. Have some romantic music playing. Be like, hey, this is Jacob. Sorry you missed me. If you're calling because the cat picture, press 1. If you're calling because the riding the tiger picture, press 2. If you're calling because of Vladimir Putin with the beard picture, hang up now.
Hang up now.
Oh, man. That's hilarious. Yeah, I miss those days.
Those were the days.
Do you miss them though?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it's so much easier to get a ringtone or call people.
I just used whatever's on there. Actually, my phone hasn't made a noise since I bought it, other than an alarm.
Yeah,
like
the first
alarms.
thing I did was switch it to silent.
Silent.
Oh, now it's off. But
I mean, there are some stuff like, man, I should go If I could go back there and redo some of the stuff, would I? Sure. I can see where he's coming from. Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Yeah, growing up stinks.
I had to get up and go to work. What?
Mm-hmm.
What's that famous line? If you knew you were in the days, the good old days when you were in the good old days.
Right.
I get your
What's that, Wonder Years or something?
I don't know. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Boy Meets World. Everybody got time for Wonder Years?
Everybody's
got time for Wonder Years.
You know, the biggest thing, I will say that I think, just based on one thing, I could say they're the good old days. We knew which bathroom to use.
It's true.
Not the one with the dress.
Right. It was easy.
And that's why we have a candidate running now be like, I'm a plumber.
Yeah.
I know which bathroom to use.
Oh, yes.
That's your whole political argument there?
All right, Bob Hamilton. That guy.
He is everywhere.
Man, he's trying.
I'm
Bless his-
pro-life. I have 12 kids.
Bless his soul. But
Please send me to Congress. I have 12 kids.
speaking of using the restroom, you guys ever go to the restroom when you're in high school or a public place? Maybe this was because I went to a public school. I would go to the restroom, and maybe if it was like number 2, I'll be in the stall, and all of a sudden I'll think, hold on, am I in the boys' restroom? Or did I accidentally walk into the girls' restroom?
I never had that issue.
See, maybe it's just me. Or so I would like do this number and like stick my head under the stall to see if I can see the urinal to make sure that I was in the right bathroom.
I've never. I mean,
Or maybe in like a public restaurant.
I get where you're coming from, Jacob.
Thank you.
I've actually walked in the women's bathroom before in a McDonald's in Nashville. Not my fault, though. If you go into a McDonald's, you go to the restroom and you're not thinking about it, which side do you go in as a guy?
The left.
The left. It's always the left. Not in this one. I walked in and went, something's missing. Why is there a couch? I'm just kidding. There wasn't a couch.
This bathroom smells a lot better than normal.
yeah.
That is a myth. I did janitorial work in college one year, and I had to clean bathrooms. Women's bathrooms is always nastier than the guys. Nasty. Y'all are nasty. Women
Really?
in general, yes.
See, I thought they had like couches and like an attendant in there with like perfumes.
They might
and-
have couches, but they're nasty.
They have their own butler. Chocolate man.
Right. That's what I thought it was.
Come to find out, that guy's wanted for questioning. There's no butler.
The more you know. That's crazy.
We should probably wait for the next segment to talk about this.
Which one? What do you?
Yes.
I mean, bring it up now. Why not?
We can talk about this. The fact we are located, our church, as you know, if you watched my wonderful little commercial, our church is located in Bonner Springs, which is right outside of Kansas City. And if you know Kansas City, you know one thing. Patrick Mahomes is staying here for a long time.
12 years, $503 million.
Largest sports contract in American sports.
Who's paying that?
Us, the taxpayers, but
Well, not.
not
Is it
us.
just Jackson County,
Yeah.
Missouri?
Yeah, not us.
Good for them.
People buying tickets.
Thank you, Jackson County.
Is it paid for by like hot dogs and stuff too? Like
Probably.
Well, I mean,
hot dogs and beers?
they won't be paying the Chiefs. You know, I know you're not big in the sports. They won't be paying any more per year than they always do. They're just gonna be paying other people less because they can only play so much per year. There's a cap
Oh.
on players
I think the salary cap's around 250 something
a year.
million a year. So they have to get all 53, not 53. I think it's 20 something. I can't remember.
So there will be times Mahomes will have to throw and catch.
Which he can do.
I'm just kidding.
It's interesting.
But it's a lot of money, my friends.
Yeah.
What would you do for $503 million?
No, that's a completely different
No,
question.
what would you do if you had? I'd do anything for that. But if you had it. I made sure I break the fourth wall this time because I didn't last time.
All right, well, we're going to take a break and we'll be back.
Sadly, we're not going to be talking about Church in the Dark here because Jacob decided it's too hot to run around the church when it's 97 degrees outside looking for people. But we do have another sponsor to bring to you today. BC Quality Image made this wonderful cup. Hold your mouse pad up.
Oh, sorry.
And this mouse pad, you can put your, I like it. You can put your image on anything, or any design that you want. He's made shirts for numerous people here in the church, but not just shirts, mouse pad, cups, basically anything you want to put your ugly mug on, BC Quality Image can do it.
Can you really do anything?
There's limits.
Okay.
Have you done any masks? And
Are they hard limits?
I'm going to try to do some of the gator.
Cool.
Nice.
He'll put your mug on anything.
As soon as we decide on a t-shirt.
Yeah, we'll have some shirts, and
yes,
I might need a beanie.
yes.
I'll buy the beanie.
Can you put?
I'll find a real comfy one and then give it to you. Be like, hey, put something on here.
But he has a Facebook page, BC Quality Image. You can go look at Facebook page. Go look at that Facebook page for any questions. But that's brought to you by our good man behind the camera, Bruce. You hear him. We mic'd him up this week, which I think is a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
But he does all our printing needs. So for all your printing needs, look at BC Quality Image.
That's right. I'll change the music at some point.
I like it. It's kind of classical. So yeah, $500 million. That's $500 million that this young man, who's just in his 20s, is promised over the next 12 years.
It's either going to go really well or really bad.
Well, I guess technically it's not promised. That's the other side.
It's not a guaranteed contract like baseball is, but it is definitely a lot of money. And we were talking before the podcast exactly what would you do with, not for.
Because that's a very different question.
We do, but with 500.
Now I kind of want to know.
I'll just say that my God's a forgiving God.
After the show, we will be live. No, but $500 million. Let's just flat. Let's just call
Like
it
if you had like in the bank account, or is it? Does he get all that at once, or is it like increments?
It's in increments.
But he's looking at least close to.
What's that? A couple million a game?
Yeah, well, they put it down, and he's getting like $97 a minute or something ridiculous like that. A minute.
I could go for that.
If you would like put it out.
Like what would you do if you had that kind of money? Nobody knows.
I mean,
We don't know.
That's a lot of money.
No idea.
See, the thing
We live
is,
on
like,
scraps, so
even for like 2% of that money would be ridiculous.
Like they were saying he could buy Arrowhead Stadium with that money. Rename it Mahomes Stadium if you wanted. Then they're saying he could buy every fan in attendance to capacity attendance. He could buy every one of them one beer for 107 years.
Hmm.
Yeah.
For 107 years.
Yeah.
Would you do that though?
No.
No.
You gonna be stingy with it, or you still gonna go to work?
Well, I would. See,
Yeah.
and I've always, like, for some reason, I miraculously came upon a lot of money.
For me, it would have to be a suitcase situation where I found a random suitcase and
Right.
oh wow, look what's in here.
Yeah. Do you turn that in? Yeah. But you're looking at but I like what I do, so I would still work because you feel kind of something of a purpose. But then again, you wouldn't have to worry anymore.
Right.
Like your thought process about work might be different.
Well-
You're like, well, you can't fire me, or you could fire me. It really wouldn't.
And
make
I
you-
don't care.
Yeah.
All right. I wonder though. There was some wisdom thrown out there, and I'm not a big fan of this genre, but they say mo money, mo problems. So I'm just curious.
A lot of people are saying like, oh, I guess now that he has the money, he might have to think about marrying his girlfriend. She's gonna probably want a ring at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that paltry, $3 million he was making last year wasn't enough to buy a ring.
No.
I think.
Well, the thing is, like, he's still got all these endorsements and stuff on top of that.
Right.
Like, he's got a lot of endorsements already, like
Right.
Old Spice and all this other stuff.
Whataburger.
Yeah.
Well, he's not.
Might they
endorsed.
should.
I know. I'm just-
Yeah, probably.
Is he buying the franchise and bringing it? Is it like his restaurant or
don't
somebody else is doing
It's
it?
not his restaurant, but I'm pretty sure they're coming because he did an interview
Right.
with someone. They said Whataburger ketchup's my favorite ketchup because he loves ketchup. He eats ketchup on his steak.
Ugh, I don't like him.
Yeah, I mean that's not right, but he does.
It's not right.
But
Mahomes, go home.
Whataburger's like we
He
could.
is,
He said, and Whataburger reached out to him on Twitter. It's like we could send you a case of our ketchup, and he's like, why don't you just bring one to Kansas City? And they said, okay.
well, because he said that he liked ketchup so much, he got sponsored by Heinz. So
Has that Heinz money?
That's cool.
Heinz, Old Spice. He was the cover athlete of Madden last year, the video game.
Broke the curse.
Did he need $500 million? No.
I ain't hating.
No.
I don't know. I think that if I came across a suitcase that had $500 million, I don't think anybody would ever see me again.
How big is that suitcase?
I don't know.
Can $500 million fit in a suitcase? Yeah. That would have to be huge.
All right, if I found 4 suitcases with $500 million,
$100 million each.
and I'm not saying I would never pop around, but I think I would just disappear. I think I would buy land
You would have to.
somewhere and just, you know what I mean? Live in the
Let's
woods.
say you win the lottery for some reason, because everybody plays lottery when it gets up to $500 million,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, I win. I'm outie. Gone.
Yeah.
No one will see me for at least a few years.
See, in Kansas, you do not have to come out and claim it. You can claim it anonymously,
Right.
Which is also sweet.
which is the way to go.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's what I would do. I think I would live in the woods. I'd come into town for church and
Like when you say live in the woods, you're going to build you a nice house in the woods, right?
not necessarily nice.
It's not going to be a tent, is it?
It'd be better than a tent.
It'd have a toilet.
See, here's the thing though. Like, I'm a cheapskate, so even if I had that kind of money, I think I would live modestly just with the best. Like, I'd have the best appliances.
I got a question for you.
You know what I
How
mean?
many guitars would you have?
Ooh. I'd have a separate house for the guitars.
There it is. Everybody has their weak point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm in the same boat as you. Like, just because you have all this money, why do you need a house with 57 rooms?
Right.
That's useless space.
It reminds me of the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton. And they're in there.
It always goes back to Michael Keaton.
And there's this huge table, and they're on the date or whatever, and they're at the other end, and she's like, "Could you pass the salt?" And he's like, "Excuse me? Could you pass the salt?" And he's like, "Oh, sure." And he gets up and and it takes him like 30 seconds to get down to the end of the table. And she's like, "Do you like eating in here?" And he's like, "To tell you the truth, I don't think I've ever been in this room before."
Well, obviously, the first thing you do with $500 million is tithe to your local church.
Oh no, this place would be
Decked out.
it would be decked out.
Yeah.
You know,
Remodel or finish.
yeah, finished.
Or finished remodel.
Yeah,
Somewhere in between.
yeah. Well, I mean, either that or just level it and start over.
Get you a new projector.
Yeah.
No, if we had $500 million, we would go away from projectors.
Good. Like
I'd put
Like-
like 80-inch screens on the sides of the stage.
What is
Really?
that? What is that screen wall?
Or what about like
Well, I guess if you had
hologram technology?
You get
You could do a screen wall.
wall.
Yeah, those are expensive.
I want to look like that Goofy movie. Stand out. Have
Actually, the projector really isn't the problem. It's a nice projector. It's the lighting on the stage that causes the projector to be so washed out.
You turn it off.
The lights.
Yeah.
It gets dark up there. I'm scared of the dark.
it's true. He is.
No wonder you get found so easy.
Walk away. Yeah, I am mad. Church in the Dark is over, and I got found first again on the season finale.
Bruce was my timekeeper of that episode. How what was it? 6 minutes?
It was 9.
9 minutes? 9 minutes? It was. I found 7 out of 11 people.
But I already have an idea for next time for the season premiere, and I'm not telling you.
When is season premiere?
I think we're going sometime in September. Would be
All
my
right.
guess. Early October.
When it
You
cools
could do
down.
a Halloween debut.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
That'd be fun.
I'll wear a mask.
A screen mask.
I want to see a magic trick. Is that the Joker?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. I just see Dwight Schrute doing it. Oh, that's good stuff right there.
So what would you do 4 or 5? Jacob would murder us.
Yeah.
We get free kills as licensed preachers.
Really?
True story.
So
Where do I
they,
sign up for that?
that's what I used to tell the
You gotta get licensed.
kids
You
in the
gotta
youth
get
group when they're acting up. I'm like, you do know, as an ordained minister, I get 3 free kills, no questions asked.
I can do this for free online, become ordained through the Universal Life Church or whatever.
There it is. There's a ticket right there.
But then I did one time get asked by one of their parents, did you tell my kid you get 3 free kills? I was like, yes, I did. I'm like, oh, just wondering.
Does that offend you? Oh, no? Okay. You're the kind of
That's-
people we like.
That's hilarious.
And since this is the internet, I'm not going to correct myself. It could be true. It's not.
It's fake news.
The more you know. Ding. CNN. There's your article right there.
Yeah, it's going to be Baptist Church in Kansas encouraging murdering people.
Watch their podcast. I think we get sponsored after that. That's the publicity we don't want.
BC Quality Image is just going to start slowly distancing themselves from us. Trying to get him on camera, and now he's terrified.
That did remind me. Me and Jacob, we work at the same place. We work with the before and after school program, watching kids. But I'm a sub, so I go to a bunch of different schools wherever they need me. And I went to this one school, and the director of that school, very nice lady, she's like, AJ, could you cut out, these handouts for the kids? And it was how to make ghosts, and the whole thing was making like little Lego ghosts because it was Halloween time. And I just was talking to myself, well, how to make a ghost. Step 1, murder someone. She looked at me. There's no kids around. This is before the kids came in. She's like, Mr. AJ. I was like, it's true. Oh, you meant Lego ghost.
Stop me when I lie.
Well, on that note, do you guys want to talk about some Bible?
Yes. Some Bible stuff.
What does the Bible say about murder?
In Genesis.
Well, in the original Hebrew.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Murder is frowned upon.
Frowned upon for sure. Unless God sanctioned.
Yes. Well, there's
God sanctioned
there's a
murder.
difference between killing and murder.
Right.
Because sometimes, you have to kill. Luckily I've never been in that position. But, I mean, if your country calls you up and you go to war.
Oh, okay. I was like, where's this going?
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
because people deal with issues like that.
Look,
was
you
like,
got to
hold
be
on,
a little bit more gentle. He's on peach tea, okay?
I went to school.
If you're in war or, someone broke into my house and threatened my family.
Yeah.
But that's killing. That's different than murder. Murders are bad. Except for our 3 free ones.
So killing is a justified murder.
By God, yes. But if you really want to get into it, Jesus said, if you look at another man with hate in your heart, you've already committed murder.
There it is. And that
He
will
always gets
preach.
right to the heart of it.
And that's why the Pharisees didn't like Jesus. Because they hated a lot of people. All right. But this past Sunday was July 5th, the day after Steve's birthday, the day before my birthday, and we don't care about Jacob's birthday. No, I think
This is why I get cats.
This is why we need another camera, because we need Bruce's reactions to things.
No, I believe your birthday is July 17th.
It's true.
Oh, man.
It's coming up.
But anyway, so I preached on our refuge in the national time of crisis. And my verse I used was 2 Chronicles 24, which says, so Judah gathered together to help the Lord, and they came from all the cities of Judah to seek the Lord. And the national crisis here was the kingdoms of Moab and Ammon were coming together against Judah, massive army, and Jehoshaphat, the king, was like, how are we going to overtake this army? And so he turned and he prayed to God, and God said, don't worry, I got your back, Jehoshaphat. I'm paraphrasing.
That almost rhymed.
I know. And so Jehoshaphat called all the nations of Judah together to praise God. Even though the battle had not been fought yet, they were trusting in God to see him through. And I have a bunch of C points. I was on a C kick, about the crisis, and they're crying for help and the command from God and all that. But the main thrust of the message was they were praising God even before the victory. They had faith that God was going to come through. And that's something that a lot of Christians and a lot of churches in America don't have. They don't have faith in God. Our nation is whack right now. No matter, how you know it's messed up? Because no matter what your political affiliation is, you're not happy right now. If you're liberal, you're not happy. If you're conservative, you're not happy. Why? Because we're all in a mess. No one's happy right now. And that extends to the church. But we have to realize that we need to praise God even during these times of crisis, because God still has our back, and he's going to come through for us. That's promise in the Bible, that God will come through for us. He won't leave you. He won't forsake you. We need to trust in him. All right, you guys have anything to add to that?
I agree.
That's good stuff.
I'm glad you agree. There was more of it on Sunday, but I preached for like 30 minutes, and we don't have that time.
But we can go back and look at the live stream at some point.
Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Facebook Live.
It's on there. But, we as Christians need to stop whining all the time and start praising God. I'm tired of whiny Christians.
That's true.
There's nothing worse, really, than whiny Christians. So if you're a whiny Christian, cut it out.
Stop it.
You're giving God a bad name.
Yeah. Shh.
Stop it. I always tell people in my church, like, if you're going to whine and you're going to mope all the time, then when you go out there, don't tell people you come to Prairie Meadows Church.
Right.
Tell them you go like to the Church of Christ next door or something.
Right. That's funny.
But
On a sad note,
Yeah.
Since we're in Kansas, we had an Amber Alert that was issued earlier today for a little kid, Olivia Jensen, went missing, and they did find her body buried. It's definitely a sad time, but if it's definitely a moment where you see a community and stuff come together is when it involves kids and things like that. And this is definitely a hard time for the family. Obviously, we do not know the details. We don't know the family or anything like that. But anytime where it involves a kid, and you guys have kids, I work with kids on a regular basis. Anything that happened to one of them, I would be heartbroken. So
what was she, like 3 or 4?
3.
3?
3.
Yeah.
Adorable little girl. And so we're definitely, our hearts and our minds are with that family, and we're definitely going to take this time to pray for that family, and for the, I'm thankful for the team that actually went out and searched and stuff like that, because this is something that could have went on for weeks or something like that. And even though it was a tough situation, this part is done. Now it's time to find out what happened and why and who.
Yeah.
And
let's get the responsible people.
And take care of that situation. AJ, do you want to lead us in prayer real quick over the family of the Jensen family and those who are going to be responsible for solving this crime, and officers and detectives going out and doing that?
Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening, Lord, and we just want to lift this family up in prayer. This family of Olivia Jansen, Lord. I can't imagine what they're going through. I have two girls of my own, and I can't imagine losing them. But I know that you are, and only you are the only one that can provide comfort during a situation like this, Lord. So we just pray that you reach down and be with this family, and I pray that they'll lean on you during this time, and I pray that you'll be with the detectives and the policemen that are on the case, that they will find out exactly what happened and who was responsible for this tragedy. And it is my prayer that the person responsible will have to come to justice, Lord, that they'll find them and bring him to justice, Lord. I know it won't bring Olivia back, but I pray that it will bring closure to her family. Just be with him during this time. In your name I pray. Amen.
I mean, it's always, as a preacher, I'm sure AJ gets this all the time, and is why. And it's one of the hardest questions for a preacher to answer. Why did this happen, or why is this happening to me?
Yeah.
And you can't ever answer that question.
Yeah. I mean, I know the answer why. The thing is, people don't want to hear the answer. It's because of sin. We live in a world cursed by sin. This wasn't God's intention. We messed it up with sin. But the whole plan, the whole story of the Bible is God making it right, cleaning up our sin, bringing redemption to the world, and so that one day we can live in a world free from the effects of sin.
That's true. So, sorry to end on a down note, but that needed to be talked about and said. So, but we're down here to the end.
Let's not take 2 weeks to do it next one.
No, not at all. We're getting down to back to working 8s, I think. So
awesome.
But don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, 5-star reviews, whatever they do on Spotify.
Tag your whole friends list on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, we got a Facebook page now, right?
Yeah, we do. Yes.
Yeah.
Go like us on Facebook. I think we're up to like 21 likes.
Oh, 21. I didn't know 21 people like this. They love us.
4 of them
They
are
really
us.
love us.
I'm mad at people like.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week, I guess.
All right.
Bye bye.